All right. Well, I'm all logged in. You're all logged in. I've got some stuff planned. So, all right. So last time we left off, Safkaen was in the stairwell. Seb had just gotten crushed, and let's see. Lindell took Seb up to the charging station. Xavier and you, with the lantern of revealing, started chasing down something that they found out in the hallway upstairs. Genevieve kind of went off on her own because she was like, I'm not having this. And Safkaen was just kind of left to contemplate the stairwell down into the collapsed ceiling over the place where there's still a little like outline in the dust where Seb's robot body was crushed, and there's a little bit of debris and rocks around it. So Safkaen, what would you like to do? You're all by yourself now.
I'm all alone. Safkaen's like, fucking hell, I just wanted to cook some food and now I'm stuck.
And my robot can't even do the dishes.
Exactly. Can he do the dishes though? I mean, he's made of metal. I would assume he'd get rusty.
No, you don't know.
It's true. Safkaen's not going to let Seb anyone in her kitchen though. No. Do all the cleaning he wants and none of the cooking. Because Safkaen will take him apart. Where did I put my little D&D book?
You also got presents from you when she came back. You got the fancy cooking pot.
Yeah. And Safkaen is still very shocked by that.
There was something else too, wasn't there?
The goggles.
Yes, the goggles of night were so wrapped up inside of it.
So sweet. Now Safkaen
so make sure. Yeah, totally. And everybody else seems to have dark vision, so now you can.
Everyone else has dark vision besides Safkaen. Safkaen just puts put like a goldfish bowl on her head full of water and then just look through it and be like,
oh, that's interesting. You'd be able to see to the edge of the bowl.
Wouldn't really help. Add that to Safkaen, considering she's the strongest, carries the least, I think. She doesn't have any weapons, so I mean that changes things. Goggles.
You mean just as far as weight that you're carrying right now? Oh, okay. I don't know how much weight people are carrying. I'm not doing encumbrance in this one, so it matters a little bit, but not a whole lot. I won't let you guys carry around a dinosaur bone by yourselves, but unless you're like a barbarian or something.
You had to give it back anyway.
That's right.
I wonder if we're going to make it her mission to steal it back.
Or maybe that'll be Cece's entrance.
Yeah, you wait.
Show up at the porch, leaning on a dinosaur bone.
Ooh, what's a night caller?
What?
That's so cool. Oh no, I was typed in. I was thinking of the goggles of night vision or night or whatever, and then there's another thing called night caller.
Oh,
which
I don't know.
Like a little dragon. Oh no, it allows you to cast the animate dead spell.
Oh
God.
Wow.
God, you need to get that.
Well, she can already animate dead.
Oh, that's true. Well, if she runs out of
she could take a different spell, I guess. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. God,
hers is pretty powerful now. I think she can do 5.
She hasn't used it in a while, but then we haven't felled.
You haven't been in a lot of battles. The last few sessions you haven't really battled much.
No, it's true.
Next time you guys encounter a horde of cultists, though.
Yeah.
Pretty well prepared.
Oh, I don't think Lindell would like that very much, though.
Yeah.
My worst nightmares following us around. I am assuming ceramic cooking pot is not an item.
No, it is an item I am going to have to make for you.
Okay.
Don't worry about that. I'll go ahead and make it for you. I'll just make a note for myself. Okay, so yeah, you're in the landing. You're looking at the debris. What would you like to do?
Keen is just gonna mosey on down.
Mosey on down. Okay, so you go to the edge of the rocks where there's the dusty portion where the ceiling had collapsed in a little bit more during that earthquake. And you look, and there's just like 3 giant boulders. You kind of look up and around. It doesn't look like there's any, way through still. It's still pretty heavily blocked.
Can I? Really wishes she had that water bottle now, because she's like, I should be the one having that goddamn water bottle.
The decanter.
Yeah. She doesn't have it. Lindel's got it. Stupid Lindel.
Right.
She says, snatch that. So she will try to just use Shape the Flowing River to pull her water out of her water skin. Actually, no. Change of plan. She's going to go back to the kitchen. She's going to get like a bucket of water and carry the bucket of water with her back to the boulders.
All right, yeah, you make your way back to the kitchen. You get some water from the kitchen and bring it back with you. We'll just say a bucket. You used your cooking pot, something like that. You've got a bucket with water that you bring back with you.
It's a bucket.
And you're going to use Shape the Flowing River?
Yeah. And I'm just going to sort of try and kind of hurl it towards the water to see if I can't push a boulder away with the force, maybe I can freeze a boulder or something, or at least like a gap in it. She's just going to try and use the water to just like make some kind of a path if she can.
Okay. Let's see here. So, yep. You toss the pot of water out, and you use one of your key points to kind of paint an area 30 feet in a kind of a wall there with the water. And do you want to change the water into ice?
Is anything moving at all?
As you splash the water over that area, the smaller rocks and pebbles kind of shift around a little bit, but it doesn't look like it's enough water to lift those boulders. Or they're so heavily in place that they won't come dislodged without rising the level of the water further.
Okay. She will try and freeze the little, like, smaller rocks with the water.
Okay, yeah. Pretty easily, you change the water into ice, and it. You see steam rising up off of it from the intense cold, and it's just like a slick surface over the rocks. The rocks are all trapped inside of it.
And then she will just try and punch it to see if she can shatter it.
Okay, go ahead and roll an attack roll for me.
I had to just wriggle through somehow. Where's my D20? D20! Meow meow. 14 plus. How do I do an attack? I always forget how to do an attack roll. Every single time I'm just like.
D20 and then plus your just unarmed strike.
14.
So plus 8.
22.
22. Okay, yeah, you hit it. Go ahead and roll damage.
Ooh, damage. D6. 5 plus 4 is 9.
Okay, 9 damage. You take a big swing and you punch it, and it cracks, and part of it shatters a little bit, and some chunks fall out. But it doesn't really seem to do anything to the rocks.
Does it make any kind of gap?
Not really.
Can I? Can I try and use my water? Can I go get another bucket of water? And then
Sure.
try and use my water whip to like lasso a boulder, or just yoink it, or push it.
Yeah,
push
sure.
it.
Okay, let's see here.
It says a creature, but can a boulder be a creature?
A boulder's not a creature, but I will allow you to try to use Water Whip.
Saving throw. Does a boulder have any dex?
So you have to spend 2 of your key points to create your whip of water, and you're going to try and shove the boulder or unbalance it.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll 3d10 for me. If you want to spend more key points, you can add a d10.
Okay. I'll try to just... what does the d10 look like? Can I use my percentage dice?
Yeah, you can use the percentage dice.
6, 5, and a 2. 13.
13. Okay. Yeah, you whip one of the boulders with your water whip, and you tug it up the stairs through the ice, and it moves up the stairwell about 5 feet, and then rolls back down into place. So you managed to move one of them upward, but then it just rolled right back down the ramp of those stairs into the hole where it came from.
Safkaen's going to use all of her 9 intelligence to work out how to solve this puzzle.
She sits on the stairs and scratches her chin for 20 minutes.
An hour. 5 hours later. No, maybe. Safkaen has it. An idea.
Okay.
Safkaen is going to get more water. So she's not being environmentally friendly at all. She's going to get more water.
Okay.
And she's going to get 2 buckets this time, and she's going to sloosh the first bucket down the steps.
Okay.
And turn it to ice.
Okay.
And then she's going to use the second bucket to do another water whip and try and grab the boulder up and then pull it all the way up to water, because she can move it up to 25 feet if it's successful, and then see if she can just roll it down the ice and see if you can get enough momentum to smash through the other boulders.
Okay. Sure. How many key points do you have?
I have 6 left.
6 left. Okay, so it's going to take 3 to do this action. You'll have to first use Shape the Flowing River and 1 key point to freeze the ramp. And then you'll have to use 2 more to use Water Whip.
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead and roll 3d10 for me again.
Okay. 4, 6, 7.
17, much better. So yeah, you crack the whip and grab that same boulder, pulling it up the ramp of ice. You grab it arm over arm, pulling it up until it's right in front of you, right over the edge. And it's sitting there right in front of you on the landing.
Can I then push it down?
Roll strength throw for me.
Okay. Ooh, 17 plus 4, 21.
21, very good. That's just what you needed. 20 was the DC. You give it a hard shoulder, and it rocks back and forth, teetering over the edge. And it starts to roll down the stairs, bouncing on each frozen step as it goes down, and slams into the other 2 boulders, breaking apart into pieces. One of the other boulders also starts to crack beneath the ice and crumbles. So 1.5 of those boulders has crumbled into ice chunks.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and delete that one. And then this one I'm going to pull back a little bit. Like so. And we'll reveal that there are more steps going down. So you've cleared away about half of another staircase.
Okay. if I slide myself? Oh, Safkaen wishes Frankie was here. Safkaen was going to like forward roll down the steps and see if she could crash through the boulders, but maybe that's not a good idea for her to do that. Let me see what could Jennifer do. Rather, what could Safkaen do?
It seems like these rocks, these boulders, you're just going to keep uncovering more and more of them. It seems pretty solid. The rocks behind haven't really given at all, so it doesn't seem like this collapse is in this one localized spot. It might be the entire well.
Ah.
And you'd be afraid too because of the last little earthquake tremor that it could happen again.
True. There's just walls up here,
Yeah.
right? Is there any like gap above any, or is it just like a wall of rocks?
It's just a wall of rocks that have fallen through the ceiling.
Can I look up into the ceiling? Like, is there anything up there?
Just more boulders that have taken the place of the ceiling, lodged in place.
But there's like a hole in the ceiling, or
No, the ceiling has, like the finished ceiling of the manor house has crumbled down, and boulders have crushed it. And when you look up, it's just like raw cave rock.
can I try and climb them?
You can try.
I will try and climb the rocks. I wish I had the climbing boots, but I don't. So
Roll a acrobatics or athletics. I'll let you do either.
Okay. Yeah. Because athletics is you attempt to climb a sheer or slippery cliff. Guess it's kind of a cliff. Kind of. Okay. Hey. Where's my D? Why do I always lose my D20? Woo! Natural 20!
Very nice. Yeah. Pretty easily, you climb up these large boulders. You get up until you're almost upside down, and as you're climbing, there's really no gaps or squeezes that you can get through. And when you get up to the collapsed ceiling, some of the rocks kind of move a little bit when you touch them, and you're like, "Whoa!"
Ooh.
They're very precariously balanced right now, and you think that any more pressure and they might come loose and cave in again.
Oh.
So you're like almost upside down in the ceiling right now.
It's like, what? Born free? Hey everyone, come look at me! Somebody's not gonna yell that, even though she kind of wishes someone was there to see her badass climbing ability, but no one's there to see her.
You yell out, and there's no response.
No.
Everybody else seems to be busy with their own stuff.
Fine. Safkaen's just gonna jump down. She doesn't want to make another collapse or anything.
Sure. Yeah, you jump down, and a couple of little pebbles tink, 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 hit the floor and roll off.
You just study the rocks. Wishing she could turn herself into water and then just kind of, but she cannot.
Spill through, drain through.
Right. So I'm just gonna try and push a rock just for luck, as her last thing.
Which one of the three boulders do you want to push?
Do any of them look vaguely unsettled? She might.
The most unsettled one was the one that cracked in half. This one right here.
Okay. Can she try and push that?
Yeah, you want to try and push it forward?
Yes.
All right, go ahead and roll a strength check.
14, 18.
18. You go and you push it as hard as you can, and you see the boulder on top of it begins to teeter a little bit and move a little bit closer toward the edge. And as you stand back, you start to feel a little bit of a shake under your feet. It starts to shake and intensify a little bit, and all of a sudden, this rock falls forward, and then the ceiling, more rocks start to fall from the ceiling. Dust wells up, and you jump backward into the stairwell, and the ceiling collapses down again, sealing in that upper portion that you had climbed up on. It doesn't cover up any more of the stairwell, but the rocks above have fallen in and settled back in place.
Does it look like there might be a gap up now?
Roll a perception check.
Ooh, natural 20.
There is nowhere to squeeze through.
Ah, even if I climb up again.
Yeah, it's completely sealed. There's no air movement. You can't feel like cold coming through. You can't see any light through, anything like that.
Safkaen's just gonna dust her hands off, scowl at the rocks, and then sort of zigzaggy jump her way up the walls because she can't go up the ice.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of wall walk up the ramp to the landing and make your way back out of the basement stairs.
She's going to be annoyed with herself because she really wanted to... Is this the way out?
Yeah, this door and this door.
Okay.
So you make your way back out into the hallway. It's pretty quiet.
I'm going to dust her hair off.
Yeah. Brush the dust off yourself.
Kind of... Do you mind sort of vaguely wander around just to see if anyone else is around?
Yeah, you wander around a little bit. You don't really hear anybody. You're not sure where everybody went. They just seem to be up to their own business.
Yeah.
The house is pretty quiet.
I'm just gonna be like...
As you sit alone in the empty house, in the quiet, you kind of contemplate what you want to do with the rest of your day. Are there, if you can think of like 3 things that you want to do with the rest of the evening before turning in for the night, you can go and do those.
Safkaen 1, 2. So she wants to see if she can check out the ship, but she feels like she can't really do that without Genevieve. She doesn't even know what the... Well, she does actually know what the ship looks like, because she went to meet it with Genevieve.
That's right. Yeah, you would know what the hammer looks like.
But she's not sure she should just wander out without Genevieve. She doesn't even know where Genevieve is.
I mean, if you've seen one ship, you've pretty much seen them all. But you know that Genevieve's ship is a two-mast transportation vessel that has been converted into kind of a covert pirate ship. And the easiest way to distinguish it is the the text that's written on the side of the hull that says the hammer.
But she don't want to do that. She kind of just wants to check in on Bellamy. She's not even sure if you recognize her, although you've never met any fish people before.
No, if you'd like to head out of the house.
There's a part of her that wants... So I haven't written up... I still haven't written up Safkaen's diary notes yet. Although I keep... I've got them, I just haven't I just haven't transferred them over. There's a part of her that kind of, she kind of thinks she's missed her chance, but she kind of wishes she could have had like a conversation with what's her name? I don't know if I remember what her name is. The leader of Librany. Calypso, yes. But she's pretty sure she can't just like stroll on in and be like, hey, Calypso.
She can certainly try.
She's a bit nervous about getting like attacked by other people. But that's probably the only other thing she would want to do.
Okay.
Learn perfect a pumpkin pop recipe.
Well, would you like to make your way towards Silver District?
Yeah, is that where the ship is? Or is that where Copper District?
So you guys are in Gold District right now. To get back to Silver District, you can try and take a shortcut across the channel, or you can go the long way, backtracking toward the Electrum Bridge and over onto the other side of the harbor where the Flatland Brewhouse and Fantastic Filigree are, and make your way past the dockyard into Silver District, where there's the like fish market and all that, and then across the Silver Bridge over by where the Lit Lantern Inn, Landland Shop is on the bridge. The Chamber of Commerce is over there, and that is the way that you get back into Copper District, toward where Bellamy was held up.
In his little shack.
Yes.
Okay. Could I? Yeah, maybe Safkaen will. Where is the hammer located? Would that still be in Gold District?
You're not sure where the hammer's located. All you've heard is that it's in Impound.
I don't know what Impound is. Right.
That means it's been confiscated by the government of Librany, and it is being held in a secure location.
So Safkaen doesn't know what any of that stuff is.
Yeah, impounded ships are taken from their crew and held until further notice, basically. Until maybe an inquiry can be held or some person can be found or something like that.
Okay, so maybe she will go see if Bellamy's alive, and then she'll see if she can speak to Calypso or have an audience with her or something like that.
Okay. So you make your way out of the mansion.
Prepare for Lalaland. Stupid.
Do you have the map of Gold District in front of you right now?
I can find it on my phone. The one that you sent through, right?
Yes. So I sent you guys the maps that Trastani had given you guys of Silver and Gold District. So actually open up the Silver District map.
Is the only one that you sent through the one from... Oh, wait, no, I've got it. Yeah, I've got the Silver map.
Okay, so the Silver District map, building number 23, that is the Colchester Mansion. That is where you are right now. The Signal Tower number 9 is where Jimothy Rando works. The quickest way into Silver District from where you guys are is to somehow make it across the Librany Crossing, where there are ships that travel back and forth on the water, over to the other number 9, the other Signal Tower on the other side. The distance between the two of those, either by spell or by swimming, is... Pull that up.
Is the Librany Crossing? It's not a bridge.
The Librany Crossing. No, it's not a bridge. It's a canal that ships sail through. So it's water. It's a drop off into water. And then there's a cavern ceiling that kind of arches over the top, about 4 stories up. And it's almost 6 or 7 stories at the peak of the top.
Okay. How would people cross that patch of water, or they just wouldn't?
Most people would not.
Yeah, okay.
But you being a Triton.
It's true, but then she's a bit nervous about like wandering around being soaking wet afterwards.
So the channel is about 200 feet across from dock to dock, and it's about an 8-foot drop into the water.
Okay. She wishes she had prestidigitation.
To dry yourself off instantly.
Yeah, exactly. She doesn't really want to be soaking. Is it a nice day?
It's probably about maybe 2 p.m. At this point. You look down the channel and you can see near Platinum District, there's a kind of the lower hanging in the winter sun is shining through the tunnel and hitting about the middle of Gold District right now. As the sun sets, the sun that shines directly through the tunnel recedes a little bit. So right now it's not too bad. It's chilly, not quite freezing. Maybe around like I don't know in Celsius, but 45 Fahrenheit, which is
like
it's
8, 10.
It's decent. It's above freezing.
That could be like 5.
Right. I mean, it's chilly outside.
I guess you could just go buy some new clothes.
Okay. Would you like to go into Gold District and do some shopping?
She will swim first, and then she will get new clothes and change into them. Maybe
Okay,
that
so
won't look really bad.
You want to swim into the other side of Silver District?
Yeah, if that's
okay.
the one she can find across.
So you walk up past the signal tower, kind of against the cavern edge around the corner, and you see Genevieve is sitting on the ledge of the garden against the wrought iron gating, and she's sitting on the edge meditating. She seems to be really deep in thought. Right across from you is the drop-off into the channel, and it looks like there are 2 ships crossing right now. One of them is coming toward you from the Librany crossing and going around into Gold District. The other one is coming from Gold District and turning into the Librany crossing. And it is currently right in front of you. You can see it about maybe 100 feet away in the channel right now. And then the other ship is coming toward you. Do you want to jump in right now and try and beat the ship that's coming toward you?
Yes. Could you, like, boing from ship to ship?
You can try. It looks like the ship is going to be about maybe 25 to 30 feet away from the harbor when it passes.
Okay.
You can wait about 30 seconds until it's right on top, or you can try and dive in and swim past.
Maybe she'll wait 30 seconds.
All right. You wait there by the dock, kind of looking back over your shoulder. You see Genevieve is still in meditation. And you glance back, the ship is coming closer and closer. The ship that is going into the crossing now, you can see the tail end of it is just passing, revealing the dock. And right now, for a split moment, you can see a clear path all the way across. Do you want to keep waiting?
To swim or to jump? Or both?
To swim. It's looking like the ships that are passing each other right now, it's going to be very difficult to hop from one to the other because the timing isn't quite right. Unless you were to jump on the first ship, run all the way to the front of it, and jump onto the other ship, and then very quickly run all the way to the back of it, and then jump across.
Safkaen's not sure about this odds. Plus, she doesn't want to like startle random people. I'd just be like, blah, 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 blah.
Roll a perception check for me.
Okay. How far is the crossing? Again, like, how quickly could you swim across it? Because she doesn't want to get like mown over by a ship.
What's your swim speed?
Same as my running speed, so 45.
45 feet. like I said, it's about 200 feet across. So you could swim down underneath the hull of the ship, or you could try to swim and tread water right across. So it would take you about
really quickly. Wow.
it would take about 4 turns for you to get across.
Okay. I guess you could just dive really deep down and just avoid the ship.
If you swim down, you could probably avoid the hull of the ship, but there is going to be a little bit of a current in undertow. How'd you do on your perception check?
15.
15. Okay. You can see on the first ship that's coming towards you, there is a man standing on the very top of the ship that is flag signaling to the signal tower as they signal back, telling them which direction they're going and what speed they're traveling. These are like nautical symbols that you've seen before in the past. It looks like maybe there's 3 or 4 more deck crew on the surface, just doing errands, manning the ropes, keeping lookout. Some of them are looking over the side of the ship to make sure they don't run aground on the dock. What would you like to do?
I will dive on in. Apparently it says unarmored movement improvement. You can move along vertical surfaces and across liquids on your turn without falling. Did I just run across the water? No.
Where is that in your class features?
Yeah. Or I could just swim. I mean, it's either way.
What is that called?
Unarmored movement improvement. Catchy.
I think that's the reason why your movement's 45 and not 30.
Yeah, because it's a 9th level thing. But it says vertical and across liquid. Although Safkaen really just want to kind of swim, so she hasn't swum in a long time.
Each foot of movement costs an action.
That's so cute. I get a walking and a swimming. Does everyone get a walking and a swimming speed?
No. You only get a swimming speed if you have some kind of racial trait or feature that lets you swim. Otherwise, it is, I believe it's half your movement underwater.
Yeah, it's true.
But Tritons can move their full movement underwater.
Okay.
So yeah, if you want to go ahead and dive in.
Yeah, she'll do that.
All right. Yeah, you head over to the edge and bloop, right into the water. You dive down just as the ship is maybe about 15 feet away. You feel a little bit of the current kind of moving towards the ship as it kind of billows up in front to meet the mass of the ship. You feel yourself being pushed toward the ship a little bit. Go ahead and roll me a strength check.
God. 15.
15, that's enough. You kind of push through it and push down a little bit deeper. With your dark vision underwater, you can see kind of a briny surface of the channel that is cut, like grooved into the bottom of this cavern that was drilled a long, long time ago. You can see like lichen and like clams and oysters and things that are clinging to the side of the channel, and you swim down, pushing underneath the current. As you look up, you can see the ship starting to pass overhead. But in your dark vision, you can see that it goes down quite a bit further into the bottom of the channel. It's pretty deep, deep enough that really large ships can pass through without running aground. And the whole thing is built like a ramp underneath. It goes down and under the other side. You want to keep swimming?
Safkaen briefly contemplates being like, maybe I'll just spend the whole day underwater.
It looks like it's maybe at the center, about 40 feet deep.
She also thinks, I can go and fish for nice food for my cooking. But
strangely enough, when you dip down into the kind of brackish water, you do see some aquatic life swimming around. You see some fish. You see a couple eels.
Safkaen will say, hello!
You stop and wave. The fish kind of stop and look at you, and then they skitter off.
Oh, boo.
It does look like they understand you, but they can't speak back.
No, it's true. Like, hey, why are you leaving me? Rude. Okay, so she's just going to keep swimming.
All right, yeah. You push down toward the bottom, scraping the bottom. Roll a perception check for me.
Ooh, 16.
16. Okay. In some of the like dusty, cloudy surface of the heavy kelp and sea muck that's on the bottom of this channel, you see something glint in the light as the ships pass above you.
Safkaen will swim over to it.
Okay, you swim over to it, and you kind of push the clouds of debris away, and it's a metal ring. It's pretty large, maybe about I don't know, 10 centimeters across.
Oh, like a not like a ring you put on your finger, like a
ring, like a
ring.
large, like brass or some kind of metal ring.
Huh. Safkaen will tug.
You tug on it, and it moves a little bit, but then it stops, and you can see it's attached to some kind of a wooden structure at the bottom of the channel.
Safkaen will sort of wriggle down and sort of...
Yeah, you kind of brush away, and you find a seam that goes around this maybe 4 foot by 4 foot plank of wood that seems to be set into the surface of the rock at the bottom of the channel. It looks like some kind of a hatch or door, but it's blocked or locked. It won't open.
Even if I yo!
Go ahead and roll a strength check for me.
A 10.
10. Yeah, try as you might, even pressing your feet against the surface of the channel and pulling with all your might, it doesn't seem to break.
Safkaen's going to try and store that away in her head, and then swim.
All right, you make your way up the opposite side of the channel and through the surface of the water, looking left and right. You don't see any ships. The one that was crossing before is well down the channel. The other one has since passed behind you into Gold District. The water's clear, and you look up about 8 feet. There's the edge of the dock.
Safkaen will. Safkaen is going to try and channel Lindell and sort of try and again use Shape the Flowing River to sort of levitate herself up out of the water with water, like a little chair or something.
Yeah, easy enough. You kind of just swim up to the surface of the water, use a key point, and form a little seat almost out of water. And you just kind of cross your legs and fold your arms as the water lifts you up perfectly onto the top of the dock and whoosh, splashes back over the side. There you are, your feet planted on the surface. It's cold now. Your wet skin starts to really become chilled in the harsh wind that's blowing through the channel tunnel. But there you are on Silver District's side.
Do you think she could suck all the water out of her clothes and throw it back in the water?
I'll say with your Shape the Flowing River still active, you could push the water off yourself.
She will try and do that to get herself as dry as she can.
Yeah, easy enough. You kind of just push down in a semicircle around yourself, and all of the water sploosh down onto your feet. Your feet are still a little bit wet, but the rest of you is mostly dry.
Yeah, that'll do.
Easy enough.
Safkaen will mosey on.
All right, so now you are in Silver District. You see the other side signal tower, the crossing path that goes down into the deep, dark underbelly of the plateau. And in front of you, you see there is a shop on the left. It is a kind of a long building, weirdly shaped. And it has a big window on it, and on the window is written Rolls and Scrolls Paper Company. On the far right is the signal tower, and then straight in front of you there's a diagonal path that leads into kind of a carved out section. It looks like the paper company building goes around the corner here, and then straight across from that is a gem store called All Mine.
This is so cute. Yeah, I like your little punny names.
So building number 7 on the map is Rolls and Scrolls. Building number 6 is All Mine. And building number 9 is the signal tower.
Okay. I'm making a note of this in case you or Genevieve ever needs paper or gemstones.
About 100 feet away, you can see the bridge that goes over the channel through Civil District, kind of arcs up and over across the other side.
Okay.
Where would you like to go?
Keep on moving.
Okay. So you keep on moving towards the bridge. When you reach the foot of the bridge, you can see that there is the very familiar Lit Lantern Inn at the base of the bridge. That's building number 5. And there's another kind of pathway into the mountain that leads toward one of the dwarven stairwells that has since been reopened. The canvas curtains are no longer blocking the entrance, and you can see people coming down and going up the large spiral stairs that lead upward.
Where do those go to again? I can't remember.
Level 3. So level 3 is where the Librany Mine Tour was that you guys helped out. There's also a district of houses and businesses that are owned by Orcish people. It's like the Orc district.
Okay. Safkaen's not gonna go up the stairs though. She doesn't.
Okay. Yep. So to the right, you've got the bridge leading up towards the Chamber of Commerce and Landlanan's shop and a guard tower post. In front of you is the walkway that leads into Copper District through the rest of Silver.
Okay. She will keep going. What's number 26? Is that a port? A dock?
26. 26 is a dock. There is a ship that is docked there. As you walk past, you can see it is a kind of a fishing ship called the Hermit Turtle. And there's a gangplank that goes down onto the dock, and there's a booth set up, and they are selling different kinds of sea meat. You kind of cringe a little bit, but they're selling whale and tuna.
Does it look like Aubergian whale?
You could go ask.
From?
There's a gentleman that's seated in a chair. He's got a kind of a large straw hat on that's kind of tilted down. He's got a pipe in his mouth and he's puffing away at it.
Excuse me, can I inquire about the whale meat?
Good day. Howdy, girl. What can I be interested in?
What is the provenance of your whale meat?
The provenance of our whale meat? Well, thank you for asking. We've got... right now, we just have the leavings of our last Auberginian whale. It's not the best cut of meat, but we do have some of the blubber left over. Good for refining oil.
And how? I'm not an expert on how to get oil from blubber. How would I go about doing that?
Bake it, boil it. Usually the oil will separate out from the water when you boil it.
Oh, and then how would I collect it? Just in a vial?
Yeah, just sieve it out.
And then what would I do with the rest of it? Or does it just all melt down to oil?
You can use it as a base for a stew or anything you like, really.
Oh.
I wouldn't drink it. Probably wouldn't be too tasty, but yeah, you could use it as a base for a stew.
Safkaen's thinking, what would you say if she served her Aubergine whale stew? Probably won't be very happy.
I don't know.
Plus,
it's not too bad.
No, she's thinking this in her head.
Oh, okay.
She wouldn't be very happy with that. Plus, I think she's a vegetarian. But, you know. How much oil would...
How many pounds of blubber would you like?
How much oil do you get from 1 pound?
You might be able to derive about an ounce from 1 pound.
Did it say how much Seb needed for...
The jar that they had was, I believe, 3 ounces. Let me double check that. I've got it in my notes. Let's see. Oil. It requires 10 ounces of fine oil every 3 months. The oil can only be derived from Aubergine ice whale blubber.
Okay. How much blubber would I need for, say...
10 ounces? Oil? 10 pounds.
Oh. How much would 10 pounds be of whale blubber?
Let's see. This is kind of gone off. It's not really good for much other than deriving oil. I'd sell it to you for 100 gold.
So I'm gonna be like, 100 gold is a lot of money.
This is some fine oil. The best oil you can buy for greasing up machinery, things of the sort.
Safkaen's gonna look around for anything else that she might be able to buy and haggle over.
I mean, you can try and haggle if you want.
Safkaen's not very good at haggling. Jennifer's also not very good at how well. I'm sure you're a very respectful professional, but between you and me, I'm not sure how much of a popular item Aubergine whale blubber is gonna be compared to your edible things. So
for the right buyer, if you need the oil, you need the blubber.
True, but you can't exactly eat it. And you did say that these were the offcuts of it, correct?
Listen, how much are you willing to spend?
80?
Roll a persuasion check for me.
Can I just intimidate him? I don't want to intimidate him. That's not a good idea. 17.
17. Yeah, that's high enough. Well, you drive a hard bargain, miss, but seems like the day's catch is kind of run out. Tell you what, I'll give you the lot for 80 gold. That's about 11 pounds.
All right. Deal.
Very well. How would you like that packaged? Bucket?
Is that the best way? Is there like
I can wrap it in butcher paper. Depends. Sure. Wet, dry.
What do you mean by wet and dry?
Well, if I put it in a bucket, it's going to be real sloppy and wet. If I wrap it in butcher paper, it'll stay dry for a little while. It'll start to smell after maybe an hour or so.
I will take it in butcher paper. Please.
Butcher paper it is. He goes ahead and wraps it all up in butcher paper for you. 11 pounds of meat. Each one is wrapped in 2-pound pieces. So you get 11 pounds of auberginian ice whale blubber. So go ahead and add that to your inventory. And remove 80 gold.
Oh wait, no, fuck, I added 80 gold. Nope.
So remove 160 gold.
160 gold. Safkaen's going to briefly think about the things that she clearly is starting unwilling to do for this party of hers, because before she was hoarding all her gold to herself, and now she's spending 80 gold pieces on frickin' blubber for the stupid robot.
That's true. But you did buy you those goggles, so it's a lot of gold that you don't have to spend for the goggles.
It's true. Lindell didn't buy her nothing though. No, she likes all of them. That's why she's clearly parting with 80 gold pieces.
I mean, but technically, Seb is Xavier's bot, because Xavier's the one that signed the deed.
That's true.
So
technically, didn't Lindell sign it with an X?
No, Xavier signed it with an X. Because Lindell rolled an intelligence check and failed because she doesn't know how to write. She doesn't know how to write her name because she's a little street urchin.
Oh,
Anyway, all right. So you've got enough whale blubber to make 11 ounces of oil, very fine machine oil.
Mm.
All right. So moving along, where would you like to go next?
Is whale blubber in the equipment?
You'll have to add a custom item.
Okay. 11 pounds of whale blubber.
Auberginian ice whale blubber. Very specific.
Name. Auberginian. Is it like aubergine, but not aubergine?
Exactly.
Ice. Whale. Blubber. Wait.
It's like eggplant land. Auberginian.
11 pounds. Oh, can't do that. I'll just put it in the description.
Jeez Louise. I'm just rolling d6. I rolled 12 sixes in a row. What the hell?
Ooh.
These dice are weighted.
Magical.
All right. Let's see. So you are right now on dock 26. As you walk back down the dock, you see a sign in front of the building that's made out of like really old wood that's kind of cracked and slick on the outside. It's very dark wood exterior with kind of frosted glass windows. And it says the Oily Wick on the outside.
Do I know about the Oily Wick? Is that where am I in Copper District yet or not?
You are on the way to Copper District, the last two buildings in Silver District before the Expanse, where you kind of just have to walk through the docks to get to Copper.
Oh. What is the Oily Wick? I don't think
You're not sure. It's some kind of a shop.
Like you will peer into the windows.
You look in the windows and you see candles hanging in the windows.
Yeah.
Candles, candlesticks, candelabras. You see a dipping machine.
Does anyone in her party need candles?
I don't know, do they?
I don't know. Does you need a candle? Safkaen will just make a note of this candle shop and then walk, because she doesn't need candles, and she's bought 11 pounds of whale blubber, and she doesn't really want to buy anything else.
All right, so you keep on going past building number. Sorry, what?
What number is the Oily Wick?
Number 2.
Okay.
So you keep going past building number 1, and as soon as you get to that building, you notice there's a huge waft of very thick smoke coming from building number 1 that obscures the dock beyond it. You know that Copper District is that direction, but you have to walk through this kind of billowing smoke cloud, and it smells amazing.
Ooh.
It smells like salty meat.
Coming from shop number 1?
Yes.
Safkaen will wander over there then.
Okay, you duck into the smoke and pushing your way through it. Blurry, kind of in your vision, you can see the facade of the front of this building. There's these 2 big, like slatted vents in the side of the building, and that's where the smoke is pouring out of. And there's a sign in between that reads "The Smokehouse."
Ah, the smokehouse. Are there people outside?
Yeah, there's a couple of people that are standing at like a counter window next to the door. There's a couple people that enter in and exit the door. The big burly butch guys, some sailors, gruff-looking people, some ex-soldiers. There's even a soldier that's just off duty. He's walking out with a big turkey leg in his mouth. There's people grabbing things from the counter, and you see a couple of silver being passed back and forth, and people walking off with racks of ribs and all sorts of salted and dried meats.
Safkaen will sort of wander a bit closer.
Yeah, you wait behind a gentleman that's talking to the butcher right now. Eventually, they finish their business, and you step up. Face looks down at you. It's a bald man. He's got a scar on his face. One of his eyes is a little twitchy. He's got kind of a messy, thin beard, and he's wearing a big apron, and he's got his sleeves rolled up, and there's like kind of pinkish hued splotches all over the white ruffled shirt that he's wearing. He puts one of his hairy arms over the side, and you see a tattoo of an anchor on it, and he looks over the edge and says, "Hey, miss, can I get you something?"
I'm new to this city. What is this place? It smells amazing.
Welcome to the Smokehouse. This is the finest meat in Silver District. We've got pork steaks, we've got racks of ribs, we've got lamb, we've got salted fish, we've got pretty much anything you'd like. How many people are you looking to feed?
Me, for now.
Ah, just yourself? You'd like a snack? Well, we have turkey legs, we have chicken legs, we have small racks of ribs, baby lamb, anything you'd like.
Do you have any fish?
Yep, we've got fish. White fish, we've got tuna, we've got, let's see, we've got blue tuna, we've got whale, we've got eel. We can fry it, we can smoke it, we can boil it, anything you like.
Could I have some smoked eel?
Smoked eel. Very well. Let me see what we got on the rack right now. He turns around and he lifts up the hood of this big smoke machine. It billows out in his face, and he kind of wafts it back and forth. He picks up a couple of skewers off of it, and he holds them up to you, and he says, "Well, we got 2 skewers of eel right now. Would you like 2 or 1?
I'll take both.
All right. 2 skewers of eel. That'll be 2 silver.
Safkaen will pay.
All right, 2 silver pieces. He grabs it and he hands you the 2 skewers. It looks like a whole eel that's been chopped into sections that's skewered like a shish kebab on 2 wooden stakes. They're still steaming in the cold air, and they smell wonderful. Kind of partially blackened a little bit on the edges.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming. Please bring your friends. Smokehouse. My name's Big Ed.
Big Ed.
That's correct.
Really popular.
Yes, especially this time of the evening. When it gets colder, everybody's bellies start to grumble.
Uh-huh.
Right, well, thank you for coming. Yes, next in line. He closes the steam hood, and the next customer kind of pushes in, and you step off with your 2 skewers of eel meat.
She will put one in her pocket. Just assume she has a pocket of some kind. Well, I guess you could just walk down and hold both of them.
Sure.
Lunch for me.
Yeah, you walk off with your 2 skewers of eel and make your way through the rest of the cloud into the kind of dock expanse that stretches between Silver and Copper District.
Maybe she'll eat one, and then if she bumps into Bellamy, she can give him the other one. Unless she.
Yeah, you
She
eat
can't
one,
find it.
and it is wonderful. It is the most delicious, juicy, succulent eel. When you bite into it, it kind of flakes apart. The white meat on the inside is absolutely delicious. Go ahead and roll a d4 for me.
2.
You get 2 temporary hit points.
Woo!
Those will last until you take a long rest.
Yay. Tasty, tasty.
All right, so you make your way into Copper District. So you remember that Bellamy's place. Let's see, where's Bellamy's place on here? I thought Bellamy's place was on that side. Yeah, Bellamy's shack is the third door down. The first door is the pumpkin pops vendor, which is open for business. You smell the pumpkin pops as you start to walk your way into Copper District, carefully making your way over the broken planks as the polluted seawater below that just smells awful runs underneath. You see like bones pop up and like dead rats, and wool kind of wells up some of the eel in your throat as you walk past. But then you're hit with the familiar scent of the pumpkin pops. And you see the tiefling girl is passing out some of the most recent batch of pumpkin pops to a couple of people that walk by.
He is briefly tempted to go and ask her, like, how do you make these? But she does not yet.
Okay. Yeah, you want to walk past?
For now.
All right. You walk past. There's a storefront here. It's kind of carved out of the rock facade. There's a kind of a rickety door. There's no windows, but there is a sign on the door that says the Rusty Breastplate.
Have I been there before?
You've seen it before. You figure that it's an armor shop, blacksmith of some sort.
Okay.
All right, you pass that on, and then you see the familiar facade of Bellamy's shack. It's dark inside.
So Kim will go and knock on the door.
You knock. There's no answer.
Bellamy? Are you in there? You might not remember me.
You wait another minute.
Fishy girl?
Behind you, you hear somebody clear their throat. You looking for Bellamy?
Been around.
You spin around and you see kind of a hulking half-orc male. He's wearing plate armor that's kind of disheveled and dirty and rusty. There's still old blood on it, and you can tell that he's been in a few fights in his time. He's got kind of a swollen black eye, and one of his tusks is kind of poking up from the bottom lip. He looks down and he says, "Are you looking for Bellamy?"
Who's asking?
I was just gonna give you some information.
Oh. Yeah, I was looking for him. Do you know him?
Yeah, I know him. See him drinking every once in a while at the rat hole, or out here on the dock.
All right,
we watch our own. Bellamy, he's actually cleaned up his act a little bit. He's doing charity work down in Gold District.
Charity work?
Yeah, working for that temple.
The Temple of Saorn or the Temple of Spriggan?
The one that looks like a big pointy thing.
Saorn. It's
I
a
guess that's
code.
it. Yeah, every once in a while the urchins come up through the shanty alley and they run over to Gold District, and I guess they pass out food and charity stuff.
Oh. So he doesn't live here anymore, or he's just out right now?
He still lives here. I just don't see him around much anymore. Only at night.
When he comes back for drinking?
Pretty much. Although he doesn't drink too much anymore. Hangs out and chats. He's not as much of a drunkard as he was. Kind of sad, really. I miss the old Bellamy.
Sad? That's a good thing.
Anyway. Yeah, I don't think he's in right now. Might be able to catch up with him at the temple.
All right then. Thank you.
Yep. No problem.
Would you like some smoked eel? I'll hold out the other skewer.
Hell yeah. He grabs it out of your hand. One bite. Slurps it down. From the smokehouse?
Good
shit.
It is good. I'm gonna wave my empty kebab stick.
You want this back? He holds out the skewer.
It's alright, you keep it. Improvised weapon and all that.
Alright, have a good one. He throws it over his shoulder into the channel, and it just bloop into the water. And he turns around and walks back the other direction.
That is pollution. Why they go to the river's mouth?
He actually doesn't hear you. He rolled a 3 on his perception check. He didn't hear you, and he just lumbers off into the rest of Copper District.
Alright then. Back to Gold District I go, I guess.
Alright, you turn around, head back. It takes you a little while, but you manage to get back to the Silver Bridge. You make your way past Landlanand's shop, kind of looking it over once more. Gosh, I got to work there tomorrow. And then down the other side of the bridge. You make your way back through the opposite side of Silver District now, into Gold District, past the shipping yard, past all of the shops, and you really notice the difference in people's wealth going from copper back into gold. Kind of makes you feel weird as you walk through some of the really opulent facades and shops, and you start to notice people with much nicer clothing and just their demeanor. So anyway, you make your way back in front of the Flatland Brewhouse and look up the walkway to the Temple of Saorn, towering there out in the channel.
Safkaen sort of looks at her own clothes and is like, remembering when all those 2 months ago when you was like, hey Safkaen, you think you should maybe get some nicer clothes? And be like, maybe I should buy some nicer clothes. Guess I'm representing more than myself right now.
As you walk up, you notice that the sun has receded from Gold District. There's just a sliver on the horizon coming in the tunnel and lighting up the east side of Platinum District. The temperature's starting to get a little bit colder. You feel a breeze waft across the docks, and you shiver a little bit as you get closer and closer to the towering pyramid. You see some people walking in and out. It's not as busy as it was during festival time, but you do see a couple of the members of the temple in robes. They pass you, and they actually notice you, and they nod in recognition.
Nods back.
You make your way up to the temple entrance and enter inside. It's the familiar long passageway with arches that lead into the main worship hall, and at either end there's the stairwell that kind of very curiously leads up over the curved ceiling, kind of defying gravity, and to the right at the very end the large wooden door that leads to Brother Elian's office.
So we can just kind of gonna look around and see if there's any sort of like urchin gathering or anything like that.
You don't see any urchins. You see some citizens that worship the desert huntress making their way into the worship hall. You see a couple of priests walk back and forth. Um, and then you see a familiar person. You see Sister Heine, the dark-skinned human female with her white hair that's like kind of curly, that's up in a bun on top of her head. She kind of shuffles down.
Sister Heine, good day.
Oh yes. Hello. Safkaen, was it?
Oh, you remember? Thank you.
Of course I remember. You've done such a good deed for our temple, clearing out that foul creature. I'm glad I could have been of service during that. I don't see much battle these days, but glad I was able to rush in and help you at the last minute.
Yeah, you literally saved our lives, so thank you for that.
You've saved everyone in Librany, as far as I'm concerned. Welcome back to the temple. How can I be of service?
Him being like, I should have called Sister Heine to be a witness too. You didn't think about that. I was looking for someone, actually. I was told that he volunteers here and helps out and stuff.
Ah, yes. On most weekdays, we have a charity out front of the temple where we pass out bread and soup to the local orphan children and people of need, the sick, the injured, etc. And we have some volunteers. Who exactly are you looking for?
Do you know of someone called Bellamy?
Bellamy.
He's like,
yeah, tall, kind of grizzled, 5 o'clock shadow, very tall. I think he might have been an ex-soldier of some sort.
Yeah, that's
okay.
That
Yeah,
about.
I know of him. You're looking for him, you say?
Yeah, if you might know where he might be.
I don't do much with the charity. I'll tell you what. I think the volunteers are all managed by another one of our order. Let me run and see. Can you wait a moment?
Of course.
Okay. She runs off, and you wait around in the hall. You see some other people pass by. It's very quiet. The meditative side of here. You smell the faint smell of incense in the hall as you wait. The carpet beneath your feet actually feels quite nice. The kind of long rug that's rolled out in the hallway blocks kind of the cold stone of the winter air that's blowing through the entrance of the temple. Eventually, you see Sister Heine return, and she has another older woman in tow. They approach, and Sister Heine says, "Ah, yes, this is. Let me find her name real quick. Characters. Where is she? I can't find her name. I'll have to give you her name later. But she introduces the other sister, and the sister introduces herself to you and says, "Yes, I heard you looking for Bellamy. He was here earlier today, but I think he has since left. All of the charity work for the day has been finished. He might be back tomorrow. We're going to do it again bright and early at about 8 in the morning.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure where he lives. Why are you trying to find him?
We're acquaintances, and
Is it
I guess
an urgent matter, or?
No, I just wanted to check up on him and make sure he was okay. And
Oh yes, he seems to be doing quite well actually. Until recently, he was unfortunately a bit of a consumer of the alcohol, but has
Mm.
since cleaned up. He's doing quite well.
Yeah, I heard that. I tried to go past his home earlier and was given an update by one of his old drinking buddies, so I thought I'd see if I could catch him here, but I guess I just missed him again. That's all right.
Well, he should be back in the morning if he volunteers again tomorrow, but he's been volunteering every day for about week and a half now.
Oh, amazing.
And pretty sure he's been sober for that amount of time as well.
Mm, good. Well, I will try to come by tomorrow morning
All right.
if possible.
If I see him, I'll let him know that you're looking for him.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
If you do see him and if I'm not able to come tomorrow, um, could you tell him that I'm currently taking up residence in the Colchester mansion? Do you know what
Oh,
that is?
the Colchester estate. Yes, quite a large manor. Did you purchase it?
We were given it very kindly by Dignitary Trustani for
Oh,
our services to the city.
that's
So
wonderful. Congratulations.
thank
Are you living there by yourself, or is the rest of your group staying?
you. All of us are there.
Oh, wow, incredible. Well, if we need your services, we know where to find you then. That's
Yeah,
excellent news. Um,
definitely. Brother
well,
Marsden was very kind in helping us to
oh yes,
explain.
during the inquiry, yeah, we heard about this. I guess in another day or two, poor Gallant is supposed to come before the council as well.
Mm, yeah,
Sad
we'll.
what happened to that boy.
It is. How is he doing, by the way? Can I? Is it
Much
possible
better.
to?
He's been released back to his father's custody. We did some healing on him, but it's going to take a little while to get back to full. Um, he's doing pretty well though,
That's good.
despite the circumstances.
We're glad that we could have helped him.
Well, you've done a wonderful service for our city. I hope that you'll continue to do so.
Hmm, We
Can we
we
call
plan
on
to.
you if we have other work?
Sure. I mean, I'll ask the rest of my party, but I see why not.
You still have our symbol, I assume.
Yes, I will gesture towards it.
Wonderful. Yes, hold it tight. That will get you indoors that you perhaps otherwise wouldn't get in. So please use it to its fullest. You've earned it.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Well, would you like to leave a note for Bellamy, or just have him wait for you in the morning?
Uh, I can write a note. Although Safkaen's comment is probably not amazing.
Okay. What would you like the note to say?
Uh, it's Safkaen Fishy Girl. He might really know me as Fishy Girl, to be fair. And just that I wanted to check up on him, and I hear that he's doing much better. I'll try and find him here, but if I'm not able to, then I'm staying at the Colchester estate for the near future. So please feel free to come by there
Okay.
sometime.
Yep. You fold up the piece of parchment and give it to Sister Heine, and she passes it along. They say, "Well, thank you for coming by. Can we do anything else for you?"
No, I think that's all. Thank you.
Oh, yes, of course. You're always welcome here at the temple. Now then, we must get back to our worship, if you
That's
don't
that's
mind.
all right.
All right. Stay as
Thank
long
you.
as you like. It's nice to see
Oh,
you again.
thank you.
And they walk off and go back into the worship hall. And would you like to stay at the temple?
She'll probably like wander around and stuff,
Okay.
just because I guess she's kind of curious how other churches and religions are compared to her church and her
Sure.
religion.
Do you want to go into the worship hall?
Um, She might poke her head in.
Yeah, you peek into the worship hall. You see lots of people are seated on the floor, kind of like in Islamic fashion. They are kneeled on the floor on rugs in this gigantic hall that makes up the center of the pyramid. And you can see there at in the middle, there is a tall statue of a it's a dark-skinned woman, very elegant, very muscular. She's wearing this very um, amazingly ornate, decorated, like light armor. She has a quiver over her shoulder, and this pointed helmet. She has very fine features, thin eyebrows, piercing eyes. She's gorgeous, and she is pulling back a bow, uh, this gigantic, maybe 15-foot tall bow that she knocks an arrow in, looking off into the distance. And people are silently worshiping, uh, meditating at her feet.
Huh. Pretty cool.
You look up, and the ceiling must be 40, 50 feet high. At the top, there's a little bit of a haze from the incense that is burning. There are candles and votive stations around the outside perimeter of the temple as well, where patrons and families have their own little kind of chapels of worship.
Huh. It's pretty in here.
Your voice echoes a little bit.
Something's just gonna scurry out, embarrassed.
You scurry back out into the hallway, and you're back in the kind of outside perimeter of the pyramid structure.
Wow. It's completely different to Church of Persona. I wonder what Spriggan's temple is like. I never really see Lindell going there, but maybe I should ask her if I could accompany her. I've never really seen her praying, come to speak of it. But then she does it in the morning. Something to talk to her about. There is a temple of Spriggan in Librany, right?
It's right across the channel in Gold District. From outside the pyramid, you can see it across the channel. It's a large, kind of spiraling, twisting structure made of these like faux wooden branches. It's like a tower.
Oh. Safkaen doesn't really want to go in without some kind of person who actually worships Spriggan. Hello! I know nothing about your place, religion. So she will leave and...
Okay. You head back out into Gold District. You said you were looking for clothing, is that correct?
Yeah. She suddenly feels like she should probably go get some nicer clothing.
You walk out, and as you walk out, you see across the bay, Gold District map, building number 32. You can see in the distance there are mannequins in a long glass picture window that have different styles of clothing and armor on them. It looks like it's a clothing store. It's just past the Do It Dwarven warehouse.
Okay. Safkaen will wander over.
Okay, yeah, you wander over to that corner building. There's a very warm atmosphere on the inside, spacious, and there are mannequins set up with clothing kind of adorned on them and set up, and there's like racks of identical sets of clothing in different sizes next to each of those mannequins. So it's like you can buy that outfit in whatever size you need. It looks like there's various working outfits, merchants' clothes, city walking outfits, lounging around in the house kind of outfits. There's some that are a little bit more opulent and decorative, some that are a little bit more like subdued and common. Really just depends on what kind of look you're looking for. The store is called Reams and Seams.
How do you come up with these names?
In the back of the store, past the mannequins, you can see there are racks and racks and spools of various cloth as well. And it looks like there is a woman in the back on a sewing machine, stitching together different garments.
Oh. Safkaen's just kind of wander around and kind of wishes that she'd brought someone else in because she doesn't really have a clue. And she doesn't really know what to do. It's like, we should have brought Genevieve in here with me or something. Someone who actually knows a bit about clothes, because I sure as hell don't know anything about clothes.
So really quick, I'm going to expedite it a little bit because I want to get to the next day when you're working at the shop. So we'll go ahead and go through. You can buy an outfit here or have one custom made. If you want to buy an outfit that's already made, there are 3 levels. Common, kind of a, I could say an upper class, and then like a very fine upper class version as well. Most outfits are about 1 gold for common. A kind of medium upper class-ish medium class outfit would run you about 5 gold, and then the upper class robes that are made out of like fine silks and have very decorative inking patterns in them and things like that. Better stitching and drapery. Those cost anywhere from 15 to 30 gold.
Okay.
Per outfit.
Do the like common or like slightly nicer but not super decorative? Are they all like? Do any of the costumes kind of look like nice but also movable? Like Safkaen doesn't want to wear like a dress because that's not very easy to fight in.
You can buy an outfit in any of those ranges and have it customized for you.
Oh. Okay.
So they can make it so that it will move better. But that is an extra fee. Or you can have one made completely from scratch in any style you want. But it takes a little bit longer to get the outfit. So it might cost 15 to 30 gold for the outfit, but then you have to come back in a week to get it.
Okay. She might like the common stuff. Is that like nice, or is it like peasant? I assume Gold District is going to be peasant.
It's nice-ish. I mean, this is Gold District, so they're not going to sell you like a burlap sack to wear around. But it's just a feathery shirt, maybe a vest of some sort. Doubloons, a belt. Pretty run-of-the-mill stuff. Maybe nothing a set of normal leather shoes to go with it. And then it looks like there is a section where there's a cobbler working as well, making shoes.
Is there? And then the next step up is more like
fancier, better cuts, better materials, maybe different colors that you can choose from. Whereas the common stuff is pretty much all like whites and browns and blues. You might be able to get some greens and some purples, some oranges, reds, those kinds of colors.
Safkaen might, just because she's like aware of like wear and tear as well, she might just go for the outfits and buy
what outfits?
The common ones.
Okay.
But she might buy like a couple of outfits just so she can like change them or whatever.
Sure. Okay, you could get a few outfits. Do you want like one for every day of the week kind of thing, or?
So I've never thought about their clothes before, because like we've never mentioned them like changing, but they can't wear the same outfit it's like in like video games when they just wear the same clothes.
I'll tell you what. We'll say that you get enough outfits to wear that you're not going to get like filthy, and you can change them out enough. But what I want you to do is go and look for an outfit and send it to me, and I'll tell you how much it costs.
Okay.
All right. You don't have to do that right now. That can be a later thing. But you go ahead and get a few outfits for yourself that are, common, standard, fare. Nothing too colorful, unless you find something that you really like that is a little bit more fancy. And then you can pay to have it altered as well, so that you can move a little bit better in it. And we'll just say that's about 5 gold per outfit to alter.
Okay. So how many should I be buying, just so I can deduct?
3 to
4?
5. Oh,
3 to
gold,
5.
you mean?
No, outfits. So if I get
Outfits?
4, then it's 20, right?
Yeah, like maybe 3 to 5 outfits.
Okay. I will deduct.
And what we can
Are there
do
any,
too is change your
things?
look on your figurine to match whatever outfit you get. And
That's
I'll
so
talk to
cool.
Kit about that later.
Yay! Are there any pretty hair ornaments that I think maybe?
For that, you might need to go to a jewelry shop and either have something made or see what they have.
Okay.
There is a kind of craft fair type place called the Artisans Arcade. It's across from the Temple of Spriggan on the other side of Gold District, building number 13. It's like a big mall of different craft vendors.
Okay.
Like there's a furniture maker, and there's a jewelry shop, and there's like a painter, and there's I don't know, pretty much anything you want that's crafty and small, you could get at the Artisans Arcade.
Okay. Maybe I will go look there at some other point.
Okay. If you want to go by the Artisans Arcade and get some kind of a jeweled clasp or something for your braid, do you want something that is just made out of normal materials, or do you want something that's made of silver or gold or has gemstones instead in it?
She'd actually be looking more to get little things for Genevieve or Lindell. Or you.
Okay.
Xavier doesn't really wear it.
Would you like to have something custom made as a set for each of you to wear?
Oh, I like matching hair clips.
Mm-hmm. Or brooches, or pendants, or rings, or something like that.
Yeah, maybe hair clips, and she can get them in different colors that she associates.
Okay. Would you like them to have any special monogram or shape or symbol on them?
No. Maybe she should get
personalized, or
maybe in the same sort of style, but she's probably not going to get symbols or anything because they don't really have any symbols. But she'll get sort of the same.
I mean, there's the Short Expectations group name, or
SE.
Yeah, I mean, if you'd like, you could have it custom made for you like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Would you like them made out of common materials just steel or pot metal or pewter or something like that, or would you like them made out of something finer like copper or silver or gold or platinum?
Probably something a bit finer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe silver or gold?
Silver?
Okay. Silver with any kind of color or gemstone?
She might put a different colored gemstone in each of them.
Okay. So go ahead and here, let's see. So you want to make one for you?
Yeah, she'll make 3
and Lindell and Jen
4 hair clips.
And Xavier as well?
She'll get a brooch for Xavier because she's not he has
brooch
anyway.
for Xavier.
Hair clip.
Okay, so hair clip for you, Lindell and Jen, and a brooch for Xavier.
And a hair clip for herself.
And then a clip for Safkaen.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're all going to be made out of silver. Right. Silver.
I'll probably put like a. I'm trying to think of their colors. Like, so Xavier would get like a green gemstone. Safkaen would get a blue one for herself, a black one for you, purple for Jen, and then Lindell. Lindell I also associate with green. Maybe Lindell can have a light green and Xavier can have a green. They're both kind of tree people.
All right. So
rainbow one for Lindell.
for you could go with onyx, or you could go with a mineral like what is that stuff called?
Could she get an obsidian one just because she's got her?
Obsidian. Yeah, you could do obsidian. Okay,
Yeah.
so you want to do obsidian for you. For Lindell, if you want to go light green, you could do emerald.
Or maybe like
Or-
an
or you could-
opal,
Opal.
because they're
Okay.
kind of like rainbowy.
For Jen, you could do a purple sapphire, or you could do some kind of a crystal. Like some quartz crystal is purple.
Yeah, let's do a purple quartz.
Purple quartz. Okay. For Xavier, a dark green. Again, you could go with a dark emerald. There's like fluorspar. Fluorspar is kind of a it's a little bit of a blue green. Let's see, what other gemstones are green? I would say emerald or fluorspar, but emerald would be more of an expensive gemstone.
Okay, then maybe
do fluorspar.
Yeah.
Right. And then for Safkaen, again, you could do. There's all sorts of gems that are blue.
She could have a. Ooh, she could have a lapis lazuli. That might be expensive.
I would say it's not as expensive as sapphire, but lapis would be kind of a medium range with all the rest of them. All of those are pretty much mid-range minerals or stones. So for 4 hair clips and 1 brooch made out of silver with those particular gemstones, that will cost you. It'll cost you about 800 gold to have those custom made, and it'll take a couple days.
That's like all of Safkaen's money. Maybe she will make them out of it cheaper. Nice.
Yeah. If you want to do it a little bit cheaper, if you do it out of copper, it would be about 300 gold.
Okay.
Okay, so you want to do copper? All right, so 300 gold pieces for 4 hair clips and a brooch. All right. So go ahead and mark off 300 gold, and you just need to return probably the end of the workday tomorrow. You could probably go pick them up.
Okay. Pick. Wow.
And if you want, you can design those later, like how they look. That way, when you give them to the rest of the party, they could see what they're getting. If you want to just squiggle something, if it's going to be like an SE, or if it's going to be like a design or something, you can Google brooches and hair clips and see what you come up with.
Okay.
All right. Very good. So you get that at the Artisans Arcade. You spend your gold, and you get a voucher, and you can come back and get those the next day. You've also got some outfits, and all right. So by now, the sun is setting. It's getting pretty dark out. It's probably past dinner time. So if you want to start heading back.
Yeah, I will
All right.
go find Lipso another time because I bought too much stuff. Oh,
All
I
right,
can
so
stop.
you did some shopping, so you go back to the mansion. It's pretty quiet, but it seems like everybody's just kind of chilling in the house. You notice that when you walk up the front gate, a lot of the weeds out front have been pulled.
Hmm.
It's been cleared away a little bit, and you can see the facade of the house a little bit better, which is pretty cool. You make your way inside. You see Genevieve's just kind of chilling under the vines. She looks up and says, "Oh, hi, Safkaen."
Is she still meditating? I assume not.
Yeah, she's still meditating. She's kind of fiddling with her bells a little bit, kind of practicing some new tones.
Hmm.
You make your way past her up to the upper floor where your bedroom is. You want to turn in for the night?
Sure. Oh, before she walks past Genevieve, she might actually ask her if, like, just because I think Safkaen probably as a monk as well, probably also meditates a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe she might be like, oh, maybe it'd be nice if we could, I don't know, meditate together.
Oh, you want to meditate together? That'd be awesome. Okay. Well, maybe. I know you have to work tomorrow. I'll tell you what. When you get off work tomorrow, maybe we can get together and do a little bit of meditation. This is
Sure.
actually a really good spot to do it. I like to be alone when I meditate, but I would love to meditate with you. That'd be great.
Sure. I usually meditate near the water. It's nice that we actually have a place that's
Oh
really
yeah,
close.
uh, let's go find a secluded place along the water somewhere tomorrow. Maybe we can do that together.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Okay, great. It's a date.
Okay, we're not.
All right. So you make a date with Genevieve to do some meditation, and maybe you can rustle up a little bit of dinner before you go to bed, or whatever you want to do.
Pasta. Simplest pasta.
All right. You make yourself some pasta. You slurp it up with a full
Which will make
belly.
but yeah.
You leave it out for everyone to kind of fill their own plates, buffet style. Some of the other members come in as they smell the delicious smell of your pasta in your new pot.
You will use the cooking pot.
You feel refreshed and rejuvenated after you eat your meal. You leave the rest out for everyone else to fend for themselves and head off for an early night so that you can get up for work in the morning. All
What
right.
time did she start? Did she agree that with Lan?
Yeah, work starts at 7 a.m. sharp. So as soon as the sun comes up through the tunnel,
telling me tomorrow. Telling me can be met the day after.
you left him a note. It'll be okay.
That's true.
So yeah, you get your long rest. So go ahead and take a long rest, and remove the 2 temporary hit points from the eel.
No more eel.
You wake up.
Now to make pumpkin pops and also learn how to make smoked eel.
That's right.
He's gonna come in and be like,
all sorts of recipes.
Everyone.
You're gonna learn all sorts of recipes. I have some stuff planned. All right, so you wake up the next morning bright and early. You wake up out of bed to the sun kind of barely peeking in your windows through the tunnel, as the electric lights kind of flicker outside. You wake up and the fire is slowly dying in the fireplace. It's still pretty warm, but the floor has a little bit of a chill to it. You get up, you get ready, and head out for the day. All right. So you head on out. Do you want to try the shortcut, or do you want to go the long way through Gold District?
The shortcut being the water.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, she'll use the shortcut. She likes swimming.
All right. Yeah, you get up, you go outside. You notice that the signal tower, nobody's out flag waving yet. The dock's pretty sleepy at this point. There's not many ships coming into port yet. And it doesn't look like there's any ships in the crossing right now. So you've got a pretty easy swim across.
Mm.
So you hop in.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You swim underneath again, passing that same mysterious door underneath that kind of bugs you a little bit.
Yeah.
You make your way over to the other side. Pop up. So do you want to use Shape the Flowing River again?
Yeah, she doesn't really want to appear in Lanahan's shop soggy.
Yep.
Hello.
You use Shape the Flowing River to push yourself up onto the dock and to, de-water yourself, to dry yourself off. And you make your way over to Lanlanan's shop. You can see when you walk up over the bridge, over the crest of the bridge, you can see his dilapidated barn of a shop with the weird kind of wooden extension on one side that's kind of caving in on one place. And he's out. Little Lanlanan there in his overalls with his pointy red hat, sweeping up the porch. As you walk up, he kind of does a little hop up into the broom and kind of twirls around a little bit and says, "Hey, ready to work?"
Sure, I always hold my ends of bargains at any rate, so...
Wonderful! Glad you came back. I've got a lot for you to do.
Load me up. That's what these arms are for.
All right, let me turn to my encounter page. There we go. So you make your way up to Packrat's General Store. Let's see here. So yeah, the building is a rustic old wooden barn structure with a long add-on extension. The roof is starting to sag and cave in against the facade. The barn wood is bleached and cracked. As you make your way inside, following Lanlanan, the interior is the same hoarder's hovel of piles of mundane household items in various states of disrepair that you remember from your last time visiting the shop. Lanlanan, the gnomish male with the really weird high voice that kind of yells quick responses at you. He wears these tiny little messy coveralls. He has a bushy white beard that he tucks into him sometimes, and there's objects stuck in it like rubber bands and thimbles and all manner of weird things. And he has a pointy red hat with a little crook at the top. Let's see here. So when you come inside, he points at a rack next to the door and says, "Well, get your uniform on." And you can see there's a pair of dirty coveralls and a pointy red hat that's just your size hanging on a hook, and the hat is up on a shelf.
Safkaen's like, how does he know what my size is? Reluctantly pulls on the uniform.
Quickly! Customers are gonna come!
Shoves the hat on her head.
Yeah, the hat just kind of sits on your head. It won't really go over the sides. And the coveralls, they kind of smell and they're dusty. And everything's kind of dank and moldy inside of here. But you kind of shrug your shoulders and it is what it is.
Yeah. All right, it's kind of what she signed up for.
All right. Your first task is to sort and clean and display last month's trade-ins.
What does that mean?
So if you look at the back of the addition to the shop, those are last month's acquisitions. You look over the mounds of already pretty unsorted objects, and there is just a mountain of junk.
Great.
I will help the customers and you will sort the objects. Deal?
How do you want them sorted? Exactly.
Well, you can sort them however you like. I'll leave that up to you.
So, clean them, sort them. What if they're broken?
Sort them first. Clean them. Arrange them.
Okay, fine.
All right.
Okay.
You're off. Oh, wait. I almost forgot. He hands you a pail with some already kind of dirty rags inside. Here's your clean rags.
Thank you.
Now, don't break anything when you step over the piles.
I'll do my best.
All
Oh, I
right.
can't notice anyway.
He rushes back outside and keeps sweeping the porch, and you're left inside of this junk mess of a general store. You can see there's like kind of a start of a path through the junk, but then it's just basically climbing over piles to get to where you need to work.
It's a good thing I'm a good climber. Hi. Safkaen's just going to very carefully climb over stuff and sort of not dance, but sort of like hop, hop.
Make an acrobatics check for me.
Ooh, natural 20.
Natural 20, easy enough. You very like Shaolin monk style, just tiptoe across pans and pots and lanterns and all sorts of weird furniture and just leaping over the items and land very gently into 2 pots. Your feet sink into the pots. And now you're wearing them like shoes.
Huh?
You kind of lift one foot and the pot is kind of stuck on your foot. You lift the other foot and that pot's stuck on your foot. And you're like, well, clink, clink, clink. They just kind of clink around kind of awkwardly, but they work kind of like snowshoes in the piles of junk.
Yeah, it's true. You still got foot protection.
It doesn't make you sink in, at least. And it kind of protects your feet from all the pointy objects and like rusty nails sticking out crates and stuff. So you've got your work cut out for you. What we're going to do is to sort the month of trade-ins that he has. We're going to do a kind of a skill check. So using your skills and your creativity, you need to succeed on 3 skill challenges before failing 2 in order to sort the pile.
Okay.
All right. So what you can see in front of you, there are kind of like 3 or 4 different piles. One of them is crates and boxes that are yet to be unpacked. One of them looks like mounds and mounds of clothing and cloth and curtains and tablecloths and old upholstery and that kind of stuff. Another one is all metallic objects. So it's like pots and pans and lanterns and forks and knives and spoons and there's a chandelier in there, candlesticks, all that kind of stuff. Fireplace grate. The next pile over looks like all wooden stuff. So there's chairs and there's tables and end tables and benches and there's even some broken ones that are just planks of wood. Some of them have nails sticking out of them, and there's a captain's wheel shoved in there. Again, random wooden stuff. And then the last pile is kind of a catch-all.
Yes. Yeah, okay, or maybe a Tupperware. Bag's probably okay, actually, and then just leave it out. Okay, then just a bag, then please, and just leave it out next to the challah and stuff. Thank you. I made melon pan today.
Ooh, melon pan! Oh man, I want some melon pan.
It's really good. I have to say so myself.
Did you actually like get the little shapes on top and stuff?
Yeah,
they press the little squares on top. Oh, that's awesome!
Yeah, I made
Take a
everything by
picture.
hand. I hand kneaded
Take a picture and post it in the chat so we can see.
Yeah, okay. I didn't take a picture once they were cooked because I just ate them, but I'll send a picture of before I baked them.
Yeah, I want to see.
Yeah, I'm really proud of them actually.
It can't be easy to make melon pan, is it?
No, it took about 3 hours doing like proving time, all that kind of stuff. So it was really fun. I really like making bread and stuff. So yeah.
Gosh, that sounds delicious. Some melon
they were tasty.
I miss melon pan.
Wow.
I wish we had konbini here. I would go get some right now. And some pizza chips.
Right. When I come to visit next year, then I will make you guys melon pan because you guys actually have cake flour in the US. I had to like make my own cake flour because it's not a thing that we have. Okay. But you actually have it in America, so I can just buy cake flour. The rest
well, when you come, we're gonna make it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And cinnamon rolls. Your dad can teach me how to make cinnamon. Not your Sada's dad.
He's my dad too. It works.
Dad-in-law.
All right. So, skill challenges.
Yeah.
All right, so the last pile is a catch-all. It's like there's rugs in there, and there's a broom, and there's various like knapsacks and things with holes in them, and just junk. So, what would you like to do using your skills to try and sort these objects?
Let's see. What are my skills? Intimidate the crap out of them.
Look at them harshly.
Use my survival check. Let me see. Perception. My investigation's really shit. So you think that involves intelligence?
Intelligence, okay. So using your intelligence, what would you like to try to do?
No, I don't want to use my intelligence at all.
Oh, you don't? Oh, you don't? Okay.
My intelligence is shit.
Oh, I misunderstood.
Safkaen is stupid. Thank you. Well, she's not stupid. She's average. But compared to the rest of her compatriots, she's not a brainiac.
Oh, okay. I think your best attributes are your strength and your dex. So I would rely on those. Constitution. Yeah, you've got good constitution too.
Yeah, but that's not really going to help me. I'm not going to get in a fight with the
well, maybe constitution might help you depending on what you uncover in these piles.
Constitution saving throw. Yeah, my dex and my strength are certainly my best saving throws, that's for sure. And my intimidation, and that's about it.
So thinking as Safkaen, what would Safkaen do?
Safkaen would just gust of wind the whole shit.
All right. I mean, if you want to try to use wind in order to pick up the objects and move them, you could certainly try that.
I mean, I feel like her gust of wind is very strong. So it would just like
it's strong, but you can control it.
That's true. Do I have? I've got fog cloud.
Just cover it up.
Exactly.
What stuff? What piles?
I know the difference.
I would let you use wind.
Okay. Maybe I'll just use the little puffs.
Okay. Now, is that a feature or a trait, or is it a?
It's a spell.
Because you can shape water, but can you shape wind?
I can't shape wind. It's just like a poof.
Okay.
I can control air and water, but
I will let you. Oh wait, no. Racial trait: control air and water.
Yeah, which is why I can use those different spells.
Okay.
Wall of
yeah.
Wall of.
Since it says control air and water, I'm gonna let you use it as if you can control it, like a dexterity check. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So if you want to cast your gust of wind, what would you like to try and do with the wind?
Like try and sort the things into vague piles. So like a pile of like metal things or pots and pans or whatever, and then a pile of like cloth things, and then just sort of poof all the catch-all things up in the air and see if she can kind of at least see what some of them are in the air, so she can kind of then woof them around.
I'll say what you can do is you can use your gust of wind to kind of burst them all into the air, and while they're in the air, you can use your body to snatch them and put them in different places as they fall.
Okay, I can like flick them.
So what I'm going to have you do is you're going to cast your gust of wind and then use your key points to do flurry of blows in order to get the things to go where you want them.
Okay.
Almost like punching them into piles. Okay. All right. So you go ahead and cast your gust of wind. And which pile do you want to try and hit first?
Maybe the metal stuff?
All right, the metal stuff. So you at the pots and pans and lanterns and forks and knives and stuff. So you cast your gust of wind and poof, all of it just flies up into the air, twinkling like stars as it starts to fall back down. All right, what do you want to do next?
And then I will, once I sort of have an idea of what things are, then I'll just sort of start. Like, if there's like cutlery things, I'll go in one pile, and pots go in another pile, and then
just snatching them out of the air and throwing them into different locations?
Yeah, like I'll sort of aim target areas. So like over there is this small patch of blank is for this, and this small patch of blank is for this.
All right, so go ahead and first roll me a perception check. This is to spot all the things in the air.
17.
17. Okay, yeah, you can see all of the items that you want almost in a split second that you want to grab. You know that the heavier things you're going to want to get first, and then the lighter stuff. So you start with the heavy stuff, and you jump up and you start punching them. So go ahead and do your flurry of blows, spend a key point, and do an attack roll.
Okay. Attack. Roll. Ooh. 22.
22, easy enough. So all of the larger pots and pans, you just start poof, 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 punching them almost into a line, a perfect row against one of the walls, lining them up. Go ahead and do your second flurry of blows.
Another key point. Confirm. Shake. Ooh, 23.
23, very nice. You actually snatch a couple of cups, one in each hand, and then you start catching all the forks and knives and spoons in different cups and setting them down, grabbing more stuff, and you get it pretty well organized. All the metallic stuff seems to be pretty good as far as sorted. So I'm going to say that is one success.
Yay.
Very good. All right, so that's one pile. What do you want to do next?
And then I'll probably attack the cloth
pile. All right, so the cloth pile, what do you want to do?
Maybe the same kind of thing, although I can't really like punch cloth as easily.
Right. You might have to use something different to tackle this pile.
Let me see. What can Safkaen do? She's going to sort lots of cloth. Definitely not going to use water because that's going to make everything soggy.
Go ahead and roll a perception check for me really quick.
Okay. Another 17.
17, nice. You notice that the barn structure in the upper part of it, maybe about 8 or 10 feet above you, there are rafters, and the rafters have hooks in them.
Can I... Safkaen's going to tie as many bits of cloth around her body as she possibly can. And then she's just going to try and poof herself up to the rafters. So, like...
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you have a special jump ability, don't you?
Yeah, I've got Step of the Wind. So I can jump 90 feet in the air.
Yes. Okay. So you go ahead and use a key point with all of that weight of that cloth on you. it makes you weigh probably 5 times what you normally do. But using your key point, you concentrate and you use your step of the wind to leap and bound into the air as high as you can. Go ahead and roll a strength check for me.
17.
17. You barely get high enough to reach that first rafter and tiptoe right onto it, your pot shoe kind of clanking onto the surface, your other one on top, and you balance there, waving back and forth. Oh, roll a dexterity check for me.
Ooh, 22.
22. Easy enough. You balance yourself, even with the pots and pans stuck on your feet. You manage to balance there, carrying this massive load of different cloths. And below you, you can see the rafters with all the different hooks on them.
I will sort of unhook like one of the heavier pieces and sort of hook my legs like over the rafter and swing backwards.
Mhm.
I'm gonna dangling, and then I'm just gonna sort of rock myself and then try and throw the cloth onto a hook.
Okay. Yeah,
Like the
you
available.
you drape some of the cloth over the rafters, and you grab a tuft of some of them, and kind of hooking your legs around the rafters, you like a monkey just kind of swing around upside down, holding this big bundle of cloth, and you start throwing them onto the hooks and the rafters. Roll an acrobatics check for me.
15.
15. That's enough. You manage to hold yourself in place, draping the cloths and the curtains and the rugs, leaning them over the rafters and hanging them from hooks so they drape down, so you can see the full thing of them. They're dusty, they're dirty, but you manage to sort them pretty well into an arrangement where they're all separated and they're all ready to be cleaned. That will be a second success.
Yay!
Congratulations. So
Thank
that's
you,
2
Mom.
successes, no fails. You need 1 more to complete the skill challenge.
Safkaen, you be a cleaner.
So you drop back down onto the floor and staring at the kind of random pile of junk, and then there's the pile of unpacked boxes. You can actually start to see the floor, um, which is pretty impressive. You've never seen the floor of this place, but it's actually pretty nice kind of cobblestone, with a little sprinkling of hay here and there.
Catch-all thing. Boxes. So the boxes look like there's just going to be more stuff in. So trying to look through my my equipment, but I don't really have anything that can help me. I've got soap. I've got a torch. I've got a tinderbox.
Well, you don't necessarily have to use your like spells or your key abilities. You can just use your ingenuity, like things that if you can be creative, anything that would expedite it.
Like what do the catch-all like other random things?
Yeah, like unsorted stuff.
But just of like random size and random things.
Yeah, it's things that didn't fit easily into any of the other categories. Like I said, a broom. You know, a broom doesn't really fit into the wooden stuff. It doesn't fit into the cloth. Doesn't fit into the pots and pans.
Okay. I'm genuinely trying to think now. Because if it was me, I would just sit there and move stuff. But Safkaen,
That's fine. If you just want to try and just move things out of the way to clear more space, that will still give the appearance that you've organized a little bit.
I think she just wants to see what she's got to work with.
Okay.
Than anything.
All right. Well, do you want to just tackle the boxes and move them over to the wall, or?
The box is full.
Most of them, yeah, are full, but most of them are closed up as well. A few of them, the lids are kind of open and there's things hanging out.
Okay. Yeah, she might just pick up a box and sort of using her like pot foot. Actually, no, if there's a broom, is there a broom in the catch-all stuff?
Yeah.
She will sweep the floor a bit.
Yeah. Yeah,
like
you sweep the floor and like little nuts and bolts and screws and dust gets kicked up and like sweeps out of the way. But beneath it, you can see this nice polished stone floor as you start to clear it away.
Clean area, she will tip the box over onto it.
Okay. Yeah, you tip the box over. It looks like this box actually has a couple of baskets with different glass vials and containers and jars of different concoctions, and you're not really sure what's inside. Some of them are empty, but it looks like alchemical stuff.
Safkaen looks around at Lananan.
Lananan's still outside tending to the curb. You're alone in the shop.
Can inspect some of the stuff.
Some of them are like yellow liquids, and greenish glowing liquids. Some of the jars are just coated with a weird kind of ichor. Just kind of looks like junk. Actually, roll an investigation check for me.
17.
17.
Forever.
You find a couple of things that you recognize as those kind of shoddy healing potions. There's one that's empty, two that are half full, and one completely full.
Safkaen's going to take the two half ones and pour one of them into the other one, so it's full.
Okay, very good. Yeah, so now there's two full ones and then just two vials.
Healing potions you can find, just like fill them up.
We'll say as you dig through some of the other boxes, you notice there's similar kind of stuff, delicate items, and just roll let's do a dexterity check first to make sure you don't break anything or burn yourself with acid.
Ooh, 21.
21, easy enough. You get everything pretty well sorted by color. You mix some of the similar things together to make full ones. You get the empty vials and beakers separated. Now roll an intelligence check to see if you accidentally mix two things that blow up.
2.
You mix two chemicals, and all of a sudden the glass vial begins to melt, and it pours a little bit on your skin, and you drop it, and it shatters on the floor, sizzling. You take 4 points of poison damage.
Okay.
So it's not a success or a fail yet. So the last thing I want you to do is, let's have you... How do we do this?
Ooh, as I'm sorting...
Yeah, go ahead.
If I see any kind of like little nuts and bolts stuff, can I put them into the... like I'll clean out the empty like vials, and then if I find any like small little thingy things like marbles, nuts and bolts, I'll like categorize them and pop them into the empty vials as well.
Okay, yeah. You have a couple of empty like mason jar type things that you could fill with like buttons and beads and marbles and nuts and bolts and screws and that kind of stuff. Roll me another dex check to see how quickly you can sort those items without dropping them.
13 plus 3, 16.
16, that's enough. Yeah, pretty easily you start filling up jars left and right. You actually get a good idea and start hand screwing the lids of jars into the bottom of one of the shelves, and then you screw the jar into it, and it makes a kind of a cool little display of jars underneath one of the shelves. That frees up some of the surface of the shelves so that you can display more items. It's starting to look pretty good.
Of the shelves.
I'm just going to say that there's one more thing to determine whether this is a successful skill challenge. So you've done most of the sorting and you've done some display, but you haven't done much cleaning yet. So I want to see what you can use in your arsenal to try and clean things a little bit, either more thoroughly or in an expedited way.
Okay. She has that bucket, right, of she will get her soap out and put the soap into the water and like add more cleanser to the water. And she'll probably pour in some of her own.
Okay, yeah, you put in your soap into a bucket of water and you stir it up. You see there's actually a mop in the junk pile. And you use it and you start swabbing back and forth. Go ahead and let's do athletics for this one.
Okay. So I was going to say, if I start swabbing like the ground, could I then use a key point to like push the excess water like?
Yes, yeah, you can. You can. So if you want to, you don't have to use the mop. You could pour it out and use your key point to move the soapy water around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do that.
All right, so you dump out the bucket and you use your shape the flowing water and you start moving the sparkling clean water in a big whirlwind all around this section of the barn, swabbing all of the arranged pots and pans and all of the jars that are dusty, all the shelves, even the floor. You kind of mold it into this ball of dirty water. What do you want to do with the dirty water?
Safkaen's like wigging out as she does this like that.
So now you're holding this kind of like 5-foot ball of dirty water. What do you want to do with it?
Is there like a window?
Roll a perception check for me.
14.
14. You notice there's a sewer grate that's near the edge behind the boxes. If you want to try and shove that ball through the sewer grate, I'll have you do it as a dexterity check.
Can I make it
see if you can do it without making a mess?
It's like a little kind of rain cloud and just let it go bitter batter, bitter batter, bitter batter, bitter batter, bitter batter into the sewer grate.
The sewer grate is against the wall.
Oh,
so if it rained down, it would just rain dirty water down on the floor.
Oh,
it's now spotless and shiny.
Can I make it into like a sort of ribbon shape?
Yeah. You can elongate it out. Sure. You elongate it out into kind of like a flowing, like ribbon shape. Okay.
And then do I have to make my dex check still?
Make your dex check as you start to push it through the sewer grate.
18.
18, easy enough. You start to push it through. It does splash a little bit over the sewer grate and a little bit onto the wall over there in the corner, but you manage to push out all the dirty soapy water through the sewer grate, and now you're left with a nice, spotless, pretty well organized area. So we'll count that as a success. Good job.
Yeah.
Skill challenge complete.
I have to use my intelligence, my wisdom, or my charisma.
And as you finish up, the door opens, and you hear Land say, "Customer, look alive!"
Safkaen's going to spin around.
Okay, you spin around, and through the door, you see Lindell. Oh, hi, Safkaen. I knew you were working today, so I wanted to come and visit.
Oh, well, thank you. Look at my
Oh,
hard work. I'm gonna
you
like,
did. That's amazing. You did a very good job. Um,
Oh,
wow,
thank you.
that's wonderful. So how
Hmm.
is work?
It's all right. Keeping me engaged. I'm quite
Awesome.
tired. Do you want to
I
do
can't really
anything?
get to you through the rest of this junk to the nice clean area, but
Mhm.
I'm looking for some lanterns.
Lanterns! I have lanterns! So
I
he's gonna.
need. I think he wanted 3 lanterns.
Okay.
I think that's what he wanted.
Hmm.
Let me
Okay.
go to his chat real quick and see how many lanterns he wanted. Um, we actually role played this yesterday that he went and visited you.
Oh, oh,
Let's see
that's
here.
so cute. Cute Linda.
Um, lanterns, lanterns, lanterns.
And to think you could have just gone to the oily wick instead.
I know you could have. A few small old lanterns from a secondhand shop. He wanted 6 of them.
Oh, okay.
All right, so you turn around and look at the newly organized metallic objects section, and you see there are actually 7 lanterns.
How many did you want?
6 of them, please.
All right. So can I reach them, or are they like high up?
No, they're arranged on a medium-high shelf. You could reach up and grab them all. But
Okay.
it is a huge bundle for somebody as tiny as Lindell.
Do you need some help with these?
I just need help. Maybe hang on a second. He puts on his boots of spider climb and walks along the wall over the piles of junk into the clean area. That's better. I bought this just a minute ago. And he pulls out a handy haversack that he bought at the magic shop. I think
Oh,
this is big enough.
yeah, it should be.
Oh,
Can I
wait,
try
how much
something?
do I owe you?
Can I try something?
Yes.
So I'm just gonna go over to the and sort of hold it with both hands, and then just sort of blop her head into it.
Into the haversack.
Yes. She wants to see how
Oh.
much she can like go in.
Yeah, your head goes into the sack. It's dark inside. You can't see anything.
She puts an arm in as well.
Yeah, you put one arm in. That's about as much as you can get through the 2-foot opening, and you like swim your arm around, and you can't feel anything. It's just a dark void.
There's so much space in here.
Safkaen, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna pull herself out. I thought out what it was like to go inside and never.
I've always wanted to know too.
Right?
Maybe
We
I
could
can
try.
hide in there.
I don't know how deep it goes. If you can fit in that, maybe we won't be able to get you out.
Well, it opens to 2 feet wide, but they say that there's enough space inside for a 6-foot by 6-foot space. That's
True.
like the height of a normal human person.
Yeah.
That's pretty big.
But how will we get you out?
I could spider climb out.
Oh, that's true. Hey, you think we could put Genevieve in here and then carry her out?
She's pretty thin. She might fit. But she's really tall.
6 foot tall?
Yeah. Maybe her hair would poke out. I don't know. Or if she sat down. I bet she could fit if she sat down.
Yeah, we should try this back at the mansion.
That sounds like fun.
So I can just go like grin at her and then pop the lanterns in and then pause and be like, I don't know how much Landman's going to charge you for.
Well, he's not here. Maybe it's up to you. You're the worker, right?
That's true. Okay, well, today is Happy Halfling Day, so it's
Hey.
Buy one, get one free.
Oh, wonderful. So how much is 3 lanterns?
Not shit. That's I mean, these don't look amazing. Would
Roll an intelligence check for me real quick.
17.
17. You figure that a lantern's not too much. Maybe a couple copper at the most. So for 6 lanterns, it's probably about a silver.
Okay. Including Happy Halfling Day discount?
Well, it would only be half a silver, so that would be 5 copper pieces.
Okay. 5 copper pieces.
That's a good deal. But I like to haggle. So, do you think that it could be double special halfling day?
When's your birthday, Lindell?
He actually rolled really high. So he has convinced you that yeah, it can be double special halfling day.
I was gonna say, like, if Lindell was like, "Oh, my bad," like, "Oh, it's you can have double Happy Halfling Day," but okay.
So maybe I can give you 3 copper.
All right.
Okay, he hands over 3 copper and he takes the lanterns. Thanks, Safkaen.
You're welcome.
You're a good store worker. All right, have fun for the rest of your day. Bye.
Hi.
He walks out, and then Landlanan quickly comes in afterwards. Says, "Wait a minute, did you charge him? How much?" Hand it over.
Copper. She'll hand over the 3 copper.
3 copper? It's a bit low. Charge more next time.
All right.
He looks up and he's like,
he's very good at haggling.
I can see the floor. I can see the floor. That's not good. I need more things.
Huh?
More things. More things. Must get more. He rushes out the door.
Uh-huh. Huh.
As you turn around and look, you notice that inside one of the baskets that was in one of the boxes that you arranged, there is a kind of a large egg. And it's sitting on a shelf. And next to the shelf, there's a big hole in the wall. You couldn't see it before, but now that the room is arranged, you notice this giant hole in the floor. Maybe like a foot wide.
What does the egg look like? Just an egg?
It's weird. The egg, it looks like the scales of a fish almost, but it's in the shape of an egg. Kind of like iridescent. The light catches it.
I'm going to wander over to the egg and pick it up.
As soon as you reach out for the egg, from the large hole scurries a swarm of rats. The rats scurry out. They snap at your hand as you recoil and swarm around the egg, and they lift the egg up. The swarm carries it through the hole.
Hey!
You can hear them still peeping inside the hole.
Kin's gonna, like, dart forward and, like, step on the rat's tails or something. Maybe not the rat's tails.
Yeah, you reach in and you try to grab that rat's tail, and as you do, another swarm of rats rushes out right into your face, leaping into action. Roll initiative.
11 plus 3 is 14.
14, okay. Let's see. All right. Let me roll my dice. Let's see. The rats got an 11, so you're up first. So you can see that it looks like there's almost a dozen of these rats.
They still have the egg?
These ones do not appear to have the egg. They're just flooding out of the hole.
Yeah! Safkaen's just gonna punch him!
All right, go ahead and roll to attack.
16.
16, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Ooh, 10.
10 points of damage. Very good. All right, so you start smacking them. Just crushing rats with your powerful fists. You manage to take out a few of them, but there's still, maybe 7 of them.
Okay. Attack again.
All right, attack again. Go ahead and roll.
15.
15 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
8.
8 points of damage. So you reach out and you grab a couple of the rats and bop their heads together, throwing them on the floor. You manage to take out most of them. There's still maybe 4 or 5 left.
Flurry of blows.
Flurry of blows. You spend your key point and do your flurry of blows.
$20. Not natural.
20. Very easy. Yeah, easy enough. You hit him. Go ahead and roll damage.
5.
5 points of damage. That's just enough to take out even the last rat. They all drop to the floor in a little pile, kind of squeaking and twitching. You hear more peeps coming from inside the hole.
Safkaen will... No, Safkaen will just try and move through the hole.
Okay, yeah, you reach up and you put a hand on the shelf, and the shelf just crumbles under your grasp. It's so rotten that it actually pulls out from the wall, revealing like a 3-foot high hole that you could pretty much easily step into. And it's all rotten on the inside, and it smells, and it's full of kind of like mold, and it's kind of dark and slick on the inside, but you can hear the peeps coming from around the corner.
Is it like dim light, or can I still see?
It's dim light.
Okay. Can I put on my goggles?
Yep, you put on your goggles and you reach your head in. You can see there's like a scurry of rats that looks like it's going down kind of a chute. And down this like stone chute that's on the other side of the wall, you can see where the sewer grate is. The other side of the wall where you shoved all the soapy water.
But they're not very happy about that. Can I...
Roll a perception check for me real quick.
Ooh, 24.
You see the rats carrying the egg descending down deeper into this sewer chute.
Right. Can I use my shape the flowing water to try and make like a lasso and grab the egg?
Sure, yeah.
Link it back towards me.
Yeah, you go ahead and you cast your water whip and you lash out at the egg. What's the distance on water whip?
I think it's 30 feet.
Oh, easily enough, yeah. So you lash out. Go ahead and roll a dex check for me to see if you can grab just that little tiny object and pull it.
18.
Easy enough. Yeah, you lash right around it. You even grab some of the rats in the lasso and you pull it back. It's not quite to where you can reach it, but it's pretty close. If you were to step inside the wall, you could probably grab it.
Okay.
You can see the swarm of rats is quickly rushing back up the ramp at you, but you manage to lean in and grab the egg.
And then I'm gonna backwards roll.
Yeah, you backwards roll out of the wall, and quickly following are 2 more swarms of rats. Go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh. I'm gonna what do I do with this egg though? I want to protect the egg first. I will. Wish I could have put this in Lindell's sack. thing.
You're a little bit of ways away from the wall and clutching the egg like a football, but go ahead and roll initiative to see if you get to do something first.
Okay. 14, 17.
17. All right, you're first. What would you like to do?
I will.
There's about 24 rats in a pile just spilling out of the hole in the wall.
I will cast Wall of Water.
All right. Yeah, you cast Wall of Water. What do you want to do with your Wall of Water?
You create a wall of water on the ground at a point you can see within range. You can make the wall up to 30 feet long, 10 feet high, and 1. So I will just. And it goes up for 10 minutes. So I'm just gonna cover that whole gap.
Okay, yeah, you cover the hole with that water, and you catch about half of the rats in it, about 12 of them, and they're just kind of like frantically swimming around, slowly drowning in this wall of water.
And then
The other 12 soggy rats kind of spill out onto the floor and scatter.
I don't have any cold damage. Oh. I don't have anything that deals cold damage. Because I wanted to freeze. Well,
You can freeze things as a. Let's see. It's a feature, right? It's a key point. Is it? Oh, it's shaped the flowing river. So now that you've got your water wall, you could use a key point, but you have to wait till your next action to do it.
Okay. Because making the wall is an action, right? So
yes, and it's a concentration spell, so you have to maintain concentration to keep the water wall up.
Yeah.
All right, so the rats are going to take their turn, so they scurry back together, regaining their swarm, and they're going to attack.
Can I use movement to? Can I use movement to put the egg in my bag?
I'll let you use movement and bonus action to shove the egg in your bag.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so the rest of the swarm of rats jumps into action, all leaping at you, trying to bite you. So this swarm is going to make a bite attack. That is a 19 to hit.
Hits.
All right, you will take 7 points of piercing damage.
Yeah.
And the rats are going to stay put. You're up. Oh, I need you to make a Constitution save since they hit you.
Oh, okay.
To try and maintain your wall of water.
Con save, yes. 13.
Just enough. You maintain your wall of water even though you get bit by a few rats.
4 points of piercing damage.
7 points.
7.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, you're up.
I will.
So you still have 12 rats that are stuck in this wall of water, covering the hole.
If I punch the rats that are currently out, would that break my concentration spell?
No, only if you take a certain amount of damage.
Oh, okay. I'll keep the water wall up for now and punch the rats that bit me.
All right, go ahead and roll to attack.
16.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
6.
6 points of damage. All right, you managed to take out a few rats. Poof, poof.
Attack again.
All right, go ahead and roll.
15.
15 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Ooh, 9.
9. Very good. You managed to take out half the rats.
And then I will
So there's still 6 left.
use a... I will just use my bonus attack on arm strike because I want to save my key point.
All right. Go ahead and use your bonus on arm strike. Roll to attack.
25.
That hits. Roll damage.
Ooh, 10.
Wow, that's exactly what you needed. You managed to stomp on all the rest of the rats, just squishing them into the floor. You've got a pretty sizable pile of dead rats now, and the rest of them are all frantically swimming as they drown in this wall of water. What would you like to do?
Can I use a key point to freeze the water now?
Yes, you can. So you use your key point, and the wall freezes. The rat's motionless, trapped inside.
Safkaen gets the broom, pushes all the dead rats into a little pile.
Right. Yeah, you sweep all the dead rats into a kind of a mound of rat bodies.
And then sort of picks them up and throws them into a box so she can dispose of them later.
Okay, yeah, you pretty easily get one of those alchemy boxes and you fill it full of dead rats.
Yeah. And then thinks for a moment and thinks, maybe Xavier might want a dead rat. So
and you get a black magic marker and write rats on the outside of the box.
Dead rats. For taxidermy.
There you go.
Or
all right. So now you've got this hole in the wall with a frozen wall of rats in it, and you've got this mysterious egg in your bag.
Is there any kind of like shelving unit that's around that I can move to block the wall of ice with the rats in it? Because it looks a bit gross.
Yeah, there's a pretty large piece of furniture, like a big wooden armoire. You think you could probably shove it in front.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll just push it over.
Yep. You move it up to the wall, covering the ice wall of rats. Very nice. Congratulations. So about this time, Landon pops back in and he's like, well, it's about the end of your shift. Oh, look at this. You seem to have done a pretty good job in the shop. So did you find anything interesting?
So I put that in front of it to hide it because it looked a bit gross, but I think you have a rat problem.
Yes, those rats, those pesky rats, always stealing my things. Where did they come from?
I killed a lot of them, but there are some that I trapped in ice.
He kind of like wiggles his fingers together. Ooh, I love dead rats. May I keep this box? I want to keep the box.
Of course you can. It's your shop. What are you going to use them for?
That's my business.
Well, okay, then not
unless you want a full-time job.
Killing rats?
Well, I mean, I would like them to stop coming. Maybe you and those friends of yours could help clear out the rat problem.
Would you pay me?
I'll tell you what. Did you find anything you liked in that pile of interesting goodies?
I'd like some of the alchemical supplies, I guess. I point to the ones that I've like shelved.
Ah, yes, okay. Anything else?
I look around. Anything else that's of use? Not really.
Tell you what. If you and your friends clear out my rat problem, I'll let you each have one item from the store. Anything you want.
All right, but it might. I'll see if they're free tomorrow, but we might be busy, so we might be gone for a while.
That's fine. Come back when you like. You can work whenever you want, and you can get your reward if you clear out the rat problem.
All right. Hopefully that ice stays for a while.
Ice? What ice?
I move the armoire.
Oh my goodness. They look to be dead, but maybe this will keep them at bay for a bit. This is quite a sizable hole.
Yeah.
Big enough for you to enter?
I mean, once the ice melts.
More dead rats for me. Wonderful. Well, whenever this ice thaws, perhaps you could come back and hop inside there and fix this problem for me?
All right, I guess.
Good enough. It's a deal. Don't forget to return your apron and your hat. You're off.
Thank you. Oh. Pot shoes. Can I pull my foot out of the pot shoe?
Yeah, you managed to thunk, thunk, pull your feet out of the pots and put them up on the shelf with the rest of the clean cookery.
Those are pretty useful, actually. Maybe you should think about wearing pots on your feet.
Interesting idea. I'll take it under consideration.
I'll show Lana around some of the other things.
All right, good enough. You don't have to rub it in. Off you go.
Okay, thank you. Goodbye.
Good work. Thank you. As you leave, you still have the egg on your possession. Please roll a sleight of hand check for me.
Ooh. Dirty 20.
Good enough. He does not notice. All right, so you make your way back out onto the Silver Bridge, out into the late evening sun that's starting to recede over the horizon of the channel. It's starting to get a little bit chilly, and your tummy grumbles.
I could use some smoked ale right about now. Wait, pumpkin pops! Safkaen's gonna hoif her way down to the pumpkin.
Yeah, you rushed back down the bridge to the other side, through past the smokehouse. He says, "Hey, fishy girl!" as you rush past, and you run over to the pumpkin pop stand, and the tiefling girl is there, her little fangs poking up from her bottom lip. She says, "Hello, can I get you something?"
Safkaen calculates how many pumpkin pops she should buy.
You're one of our most regular customers.
I really like your pumpkin pops.
Me too. I'm glad you like them. How many would you like?
One. Me, Xavier. You, Lindell. Jen. Frankie doesn't eat, does he? Does Frankie eat?
Who's Frankie?
A pet of one of my party members, but I don't know if he eats anything.
Most pets don't eat pumpkin pops, I don't think. Maybe they do. You could try.
All right, I'll get 12.
Okay, she rushes back and gets you 12 sticks of pumpkin pops and puts them in a little box and hands it to you. Here you go. That'll be 1 silver and 5 copper pieces.
1 silver, 5. Can I just ask, out of curiosity, how do you make your pumpkin pops?
Well, it's my grandpapa's recipe. She looks behind her, and you can see the old man sitting, kind of his eyes almost squinted shut. It's kind of hard to tell if he's sleeping or dead. And he's just kind of sitting there motionless. Grandpapa doesn't well, he doesn't cook them anymore. I have the recipe, but I don't think I should give it away. It's kind of our family's secret.
Oh, well, that's all right.
Then somebody else might start selling them, and then it'd put us out of business.
That's fair. I'll just try an experiment at home. I wouldn't sell any. Eat them more than I'm able to.
Roll a persuasion check for me.
Safkaen doesn't want to sell anything. She wants to eat them. Persuasion is 13.
Yeah. I'll tell you one of the ingredients. She gets really close, and she kind of cups her hand over your ear. Pumpkin.
Oh, mind blown.
That's all I can tell you, though. Don't tell anybody else, okay?
Okay. Our secret.
Okay, see you next time.
See you.
All right. So you run off with your handful of pumpkin pops. And
Safkaen will go the long way round. She can't swim with the pumpkin pops.
Yeah, so. You go the long way around, kind of window shopping as you go, seeing all the familiar storefronts again, learning your way around a little bit more, and eventually you make your way back to the manor and up the stairs and through the front door, and that's where we'll end for today.
Yay!
So congratulations, you did your first day of work.
Yay!
And you got a mysterious egg. So make sure to add a mysterious egg to your inventory.
Yee.
I was really interested to see where that would lead.
What with the egg?
Yeah, you made some really smart decisions that made it go a little bit faster. So good job.
Yay!
Mm-hmm.
With the skill check.
No, with freezing the rats in the wall and then taking out the other swarm. That seemed to do the trick pretty fast. So.
Yeah.
And water whipping the egg so you didn't have to go inside the wall. That helped too.
Yeah, I was just
good job.
I'll run and do stuff.
You had some really good skill checks and some good creative ideas, so it worked out really well.
It was actually really fun. I think Safkaen actually enjoyed herself, but I think she likes Nan enough to.
He's kind of a curt little gnome.
Yeah. I mean, she appreciates that, but I think he's a bit beady-eyed for her.
Yeah. And has a weird fascination with dead rats that's kind of unsettling.
She's like, is he going to eat them? I mean...
Who knows? Who knows with that guy?
Taxidermy things of him, that's fine, but eat them?
Yeah,
they might... Go
next time you... What's that? Sorry?
Oil.
Oh, yes, and you've got your whale blubber that you can derive down to oil.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So that's kind of cool. You're getting into some alchemy / cooking stuff. That's very up Safkaen's alley.
Yeah, I mean, she wants the alchemical stuff for but yeah, cooking.
Mm-hmm. And that's something that would be in your skill set to be able to help out the rest of the party. So
yeah, cooking.
Yeah. I'm having fun with all these individual sessions because you guys get to explore your own characters without everybody else dictating what we do. So it's a lot of fun. Do a little bit of character upkeep, and now it's
right. I'm interested to find out what everyone else gets up to. Obviously, I know what Lindell partially is up to.
Partially. Yeah, she popped in just for a little while to get some lanterns. But why 6? Who knows?
Why 6? Oh, yeah, why 6? Now
it's a very strange request. So anyway, we'll go ahead and finish there. I need to go ahead and get off of here, and it was really fun playing with you, Jenny.
It was. I always enjoy it. What are you and Sada up to tomorrow?
La 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 la.